Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. Should we talk about what we're trying today?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Sure.
We are filming the show today with Gino's iPhone 5.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it turns out.
Sure. The fire was done on the iPhone 5, and it's HD quality. This is...
Wow. That is cool.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works out.
All right.
Okay, so at our board meeting last night, we did kind of a long meeting, but we hadn't had a meeting the week before either. We had a great announcement from the Nantucket Energy Office. Our energy coordinator, Lauren Sinatra, came in and talked about a municipal light bulb replacement program that she worked on. She got us, I forget how many, a whole bunch of light bulbs, LED light bulbs, free through a state program. And if we replace all the replace lights with all the bulbs we got, we can save thousands of dollars. So great for Lauren to work on that. She's also convinced National Grid to hire local people to do energy audits. And the next round of energy audits is coming up, and you can, I think I'm thinking about doing an energy audit.
I'm doing it.
Mr. Miller, Bruce Miller, at the meeting last night did one, and he said he's saved like 30% on his electric bill so far.
Easily.
That intrigued me. So anyway, upcoming energy audits, and there's a link on the town's website, www.nantucket-ma.gov, to the energy office, and you can read all about it. They got a good site. The town building is closed, and town offices are closed on Monday, February 18th for President's Day. We have no board meeting on Wednesday, February 27th. The board has decided to not pursue the idea of reconfiguring the town pier parking lot at this time. We were going to have a hearing in March to talk about some ideas there, but they're off of that right now, so we're not doing that. We had an update about the fire at the landfill's construction and demolition building yesterday. And we had Waste Options representative in and DPW Assistant Director Mohammed Mabulsi come in and talk about what we're going to do as a result of that fire, because the building is pretty damaged.
So what are we going to do?
Well, we're using a portion of the compost building right now for C&D purposes. We need to hopefully get approval from DEP for that. And I'm not sure what we're going to do long term, but for now, it will still be collected at the landfill, and we will still continue to dispose of it as we had been, just not in that building. Okay, we also had one of our pending contracts last night had to do with the renewal of a license agreement for Nantucket Community Sailing for its location at Pulpus Harbor. And to make a long story short, there have been some neighbor concerns, and I think that some of them have been kind of worked out at this point, but the board wanted to make sure of that. So they held the license over till next week, and they'll take it up then. We had the treasurer came in and talked about a refinancing opportunity for some town bonds that can save almost $1 million. The bond sale, the board approved that, the bonds to be sold, so the sale of documents will be approved at next week's meeting. We had a abatement advisory committee appointment from the assessor. We had a surrender of a seasonal liquor license, which was DeMarco's. Gone, done, DeMarco's, no more. And so that was a little bit sad.
Yeah.
It's been there a really long time.
Were they there?
No, they weren't there. We approved a sewer maintenance agreement thing, and the board appointed a group to come back with recommendations on a taxi rate structure that associates with the new meters, which of course we don't have yet, but the meters that are required in amendments to the taxi regs made recently. The work group has on it somebody from the police department, a board member, which is Mr. DaCosta, and a taxi driver owner, which is Ken Turgeon. So they are going to get together and set a meeting for next week. Don't know when yet, but it will be posted online and it will be public. We also had a review of Health and Human Services contract recommendations for 2014, and board had some discussion about that. They renewed a private shellfish aquaculture license, and then we had a very lengthy public hearing about possible changes to local entertainment licenses. This took quite a while, but I think, to make a long story short, the idea that the town has is to sort of standardize the licenses according to different categories of entertainment. So if you have live entertainment downtown, outside, it has to end at X time, and it's not X time for this one and a different time for that one. It's all the same. So there were some concerns by some local musician types, and I think the concerns were addressed. And anyway, though, the board felt like there should be a little bit more discussion between the town and the restaurant association group. So they tabled the hearing, continued the hearing until March 20th. More to follow on that. I gave the board a budget update and free cash recommendations update. That will all be online. And I gave them a current activities and initiatives update, which I think some of them might have fallen asleep during. I almost fell asleep during it. I thought it was, of course, fascinating and, informative, but
So
it's
you
at
got,
the end of the meeting. I should put these things at the beginning.
yeah.
Anyway, and then they had a couple of committee reports. Next week, we don't have such a heavy agenda, but we do have a number of things to do. We have a gift acceptance, the bond sale that I mentioned earlier will happen, and we are going to have an update regarding PLUS, Planning and Land Use Services. That's a consolidation that we did last summer with Building, Health, and HDC, and
Yep.
Zoning Enforcement. So we're going to have a little update about that. We're also going to the Builders Association, the staff, on Tuesday to talk about the consolidation. So, Gino, those are the things that are going on. There was so much going on this week between the fires and FinCom meetings and town meeting warrant and board agenda prep and the office work.
Yeah, that's looking nice in there.
It looks good in there. So in the outer
Wow.
office where the assessor's office used to be,
Yeah.
they moved to 37 Washington. We have put a wall in so that Assistant Town Manager Greg can have his own office and Erica is separated from his own office. Productivity is going to be so much better, really. There's too much. Already it's better in here for me because I'm not hearing what's
you're
going
right.
on out there. When Erica was out in my outer office, every time I hear somebody come in, I feel like sometimes I have to
And it would
go out
distract
and
you.
deal with them. It's very distracting.
Yeah.
Extreme. I mean.
So this room will be an office,
This
a
room-
conference?
This is going to be a conference room. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have small conferences in here. We just had one jammed in my office because we don't have a table out there.
All
yet.
right.
So that'll be good for that.
Very nice.
Anyway, yeah, that's going to be good. So, are you prepped for the big storm?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well,
I'm not.
we'll see. I don't know
I'm
how
not
big it's.
prepping.
But I wanted to ask you, there is some other big news that I'm surprised you didn't bring up.
Give me a
A
hint.
former selectman is running for senator. Doug
Oh,
Bennett.
I forgot about that big news. Yeah.
Well,
Good luck, Doug.
he's got to get 10,000
I
signatures.
know. That
He
could
could
be
do it.
hard. He could.
I think
He's
he'll.
done it before.
I think he knows how to do it.
I think he knows how to do it. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, very interesting Senate race. All the developments this week.
I know.
Well, I'm not going to get all excited about the big storm because according to the weather that I watched, we're going to primarily get little snow and perhaps more rain and wind than anything
I think
else.
so. Let's
I
see
could
what the
be
wind
wrong.
does, though.
I kind of hope I am wrong and that we do get
Oh,
a
I
good
know.
sized
I
bunch of
know,
snow.
I know.
But you see, I can't like that because that's going to mean a budget problem.
You're
So
always
I
thinking of
don't-
saving money.
I don't want to have. I
Good
mean,
for you,
You know,
Libby.
I don't want to have to go through that hell of snow removal deficit business.
You got it.
But it would be kind of cool to have some snow.
Absolutely.
It would. Okay, so I can't even think of what else is going on. Just a lot.
All right.
So we'll see how this turns out. Give Gino your feedback back on the iPhone 5
And you know,
format.
Libby, people are watching you online.
Are they?
Sure. Just take a look at how many hits.
Yeah.
They're watching.
Is anybody leaving any comments? Can they still do that?
Yeah, they can. Of course.
I left some comments.
Oh, you have. Okay.
I haven't done it for a while.
All right.
Okay. Thanks very much. See